Good evening, everybody. As you can see, it's a wonderful night, and we're actually taking this opportunity to go out and do some fishing. We're grabbing the poles. I don't know if you can see any of this or not, but grabbing the poles and a cast net, and I'm going to take a lesson on getting bait fish for my crab pots. Look at that, we even brought a snail from home. Okay, so as I said, we're coming down here. We're using this cast net tonight. We're gonna get a little bit of bait fish that hopefully tomorrow I can bring down and do some crabbing with. That's about that. We'll keep you updated as we go along. Okay, so I'm down here with my fishing guide, Ryan.
How's it going?
Who's also the VP of Lot 1, for those who do not know. And he's taking me out here because he's our resident fisherman. He's the one who brings home the fish and the crab and works the docks and does things like that. I haven't done that much fishing since I got to California, because in Michigan you can actually stick your pole in the water and pull out fish. Here you stick your pole in the water and drink beer for 4 hours, so it seems a little different. So he's brought me out here tonight because he's got time tonight. We would normally be out here during the day at high tide or something, and that was my first question, which was, so do I want to come out at high tide or do I want to come out at low tide? And you had said,
well, the best time to come out, especially when you're in a bay situation when there's a high tide and low tide in the current for a bay, the best time would be to come out 2 hours before high tide. So 2 hours before high tide, and the reason you would want to do that is because as the fish are funneling into the bay, that last 2 hours is the biggest rush. It's the biggest rush of fish. A lot of times, you know, you hit and you miss, but there's also the seasons when there is the fish. And then you want to stay for 2 hours before, and then you have an hour of about slack tide, and that's when the tide doesn't move. It just sits still. And that is a very good time. That is when the fish are all just relaxing, you know, looking for food that has came in from the low tide, coming down from the rivers and everything. Yeah, it looks like there's some fish jumping down there. And then you want to stay for probably about an hour. Hour after that is another good spot, is when low tide starts to go out. So as tide starts to go out, you want to stay out here for about another hour.
so we're talking about a 4-hour trip, basically.
4 or 5, depending on how long you want to take it. The tug is, you can feel it hit the bottom, you'll feel slack in the water. And then when you feel slack in the line, just keep pulling until you get it. I don't think I got anything.
Now, like most fishing, that's a common occurrence, the empty net here. You're gonna do this probably 100 times and get something twice, 3 times?
It depends on when really the fish are running, when the fish are in the bay. And there are seasons when fish are running the bay. There's times when there's nothing at all. You know, this time when there is something. I guess when you fish, it's just a game of luck. That's what I'm talking about.
Right there on the 3rd time out.
Ooh, we even got a rock bass. Hey, rock bass. Careful with these guys. They got some nice spines on them.
But all edible, that's for sure.
All edible.
Well, there's a lot bigger than I expected. I expected most of the bait fish to be more like this little guy here, not like that big guy.
Sometimes you get lucky.
All right, well, we brought a bucket here. We're gonna pause the camera, put these guys away. Well, he's already trying to toss another one.
No, I do.
All right, everybody. This is literally my first time ever doing this. So, I have the pinky. Right over this thing, right? There we go.
Don't coil up this cord.
Coil up this one.
You want to stretch this one up as high as, like, grab the black thing right here. See the black little rubber here.
Alright.
And stretch it all the way up. So the beads are dangling. The beads dangling. Nope, nope. Now that you got it in your hand, take down about halfway, so it's about here, about there, and then bring that to your hand as well.
Make this look so easy.
There you go, just like that. Then take it off your elbow.
Alright.
There you go. Sorry, I'm totally messing up the camera here. I'm watching the other pole.
Something about flipping something up. I remember that.
Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna flip this bead down here into this hand, Carl.
Up over my hand.
Can you grab it with one of your fingers? Alright, grab it with your thumb there. And then you're gonna flip this side right here over the back.
Okay.
Alright?
And then it's
Something like that, Carl.
something like that. I was going by it.
Alright, I wanna redo that cast.
Okay, this thing is just some weird alien looking fish. Ryan, you said it's a what?
I believe it's a rock cod.
A rock cod.
Not
Okay.
sure. There's so much
I mean, it's got horns. I don't know if you can see those horns here. I'm gonna try to lay it down on the ground here. It's got horns. It's got fins that stick out the side. It's weird looking. It's got monster looking head thing. So you can tell the difference between this spot here. Move it over here. And it's just it's a crazy little fish. Alrighty. We're gonna let that sucker go though. Except I want it. And it doesn't look like something they want to use for bait. There you go, little guy. Back to the ocean. Well, good evening, everybody. This is probably our last post for the evening. It's May 30th, and as you can see, we got a full bucket here of fish. Most of them are tiny little bait-sized guys, like these guys here, that are only about 4 fingers across. And those are going to be used for our crab pots. But we got plenty of, actually, bigger than my hand-sized fish that I'm going to be able to cook up and eat. So I'd say we got about 5 or 6 of those big ones. What did you say, Ryan?
About, yeah.
And all of this was done with the cast net, not a single thing off a pole tonight. So I came out to learn how to use a cast net. I found that it's much harder than it looks in the TV shows, but it is certainly worth a skill worth learning how to do, because while we got absolutely nothing with our poles, we filled this bucket full of fish. And if I was in a survival situation, these little guys would be plenty enough food in a nice little soup or a little fried up. They'd be really good, you know? So get yourself a cast net, man, if you live by the sea. It's going to be a way I'm going to survive over this next 30 days.